against a certain cornerback or the whole cornerback group, do you study on those guys, maybe deep into even like their college career tendencies and stuff?
Not more so college, but it's crazy you asked that because me and Tyler was just talking about watching film today, and I've seen how he watches film, and I'm just trying to pick up some tips from him, and mainly he watches people's tendencies, in different coverages.
How you watch film now different from how you watched film when you were at Ole Miss?
I barely watched film at Ole Miss. I just went out there and basically played.
How'd you learn how to watch film in the pros?
Last year, Coach Sanjay, Nate, would teach me, tips and reminders, which when watching film. But this year, just mainly picking up what Tyler does.
Do you keep a notebook of that, or is it just kind of something that you recall when you're out on the field?
No, I keep a notebook, and I got like a file cabinet of teams that we play, every year, and just stack up, notes.
You mentioned Tyler. What's unique about the chemistry and the relationship that he has with Russ?
You get to see it on Sundays, but every day in practice, it's like they don't need to practice, any routes or what they do. Tyler's jogging out there on game day when he's warming up, and then just can turn it on, when the clock starts or when we put the ball down. So, they're just special.
Your book, do you notice that opposing corners will or know that you know their tendencies and they might try to counter that? Is there a cat and mouse game that goes on with tendencies?
Oh, for sure. Along with watching, other corners, I gotta, watch and see what I did the week before, 2 weeks before, to see, what I messed up on or how a cornerback, got me.
Have you self-scouted yourself and noticed tendencies, tipping routes, or anything like
Right.
that?
Yeah. I'm not gonna tell you, but yeah, yeah, yeah.
Was it more your rookie year than it is now?
I really don't like comparing my rookie year to, last year because those were pretty much two different people.
Do you see teams doing anything differently to you this year so far?
Talking shit. That's it.
There's more of that this year?
I think so. Yes, sir.
Do you sense they're trying to bait you into getting out of your game?
Oh, yes, sir, for sure. They can't stop me any other way or stop Tyler any other way. So, the best thing they can do is, just try to talk stuff to me.
How do you play onto the edge but not cross it?
How do what?
How do you play up to the edge of that emotionally but not cross that?
Knowing myself and knowing, that they're trying to get to me and trying to, get me to cross that line. But, there's a bigger, prize at the end of the tunnel. So not just falling into the trap and knowing that, I play for a team, not just for myself.
You fallen into that trap at times this year?
Last game I did. Yes, sir.
You're just going off that Pete said yesterday, DK, very passionate guy, but maybe trying a little too hard, maybe getting a little too emotional. Do you have any thoughts on
He's completely right. I'm an emotional person. I play with, a competitive edge, and, I'm not trying to lose anything, whether that's an argument or a route or, anything. So I'm just going to compete my butt off. But, like I just said, get close to the line, but don't cross it.
What have you thought of your matchups with Pat Pete over the years when he was at Arizona?
I love going up against Pat Pete. I miss going up against, Xavier Rhodes during week one. We were looking forward to that battle, but, I like going up against bigger corners. It just changed the game for me a little bit.
You had a real physical matchup last year with Gilmore, I think early in the season, and I don't believe you, unless I'm mistaken, you didn't have any penalties in that game. Is that kind of an example of how it's a fine line between what's allowed and what's not?
Right, yes, sir. There's plenty of games, plenty of receivers, who got chippy, 1 year, but then the next year, they got flags thrown on them. The game is evolving, so, I got to evolve too.
You got 2 holding calls on Sunday. Was that just a matter of sticking with the play? Pete said maybe just sticking with it a little too long? Or
right, yes, sir. My hands got out of frame, so just going back to the basics and working my technique better.
a lot of guys who've been up here saying that the taunting penalty is not just on you, I'm just saying in general, the taunting rule is getting a little out of control. People aren't able to show their emotions. That's what football is all about. Do you have any thoughts on that?
No, sir. Like I said, man, the game is evolving, so, we have to too.
Knowing that you can affect the game in so many different ways, whether the ball is coming your way or not, is there a level of frustration at how you have been involved? And if so, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is it?
Right. Last year I was a little bit frustrated at times when I didn't get the ball, but when I see Tyler, going for 200 or Freddie catching his first touchdown this year, that's just exciting for me. So, As long as the team's winning and, we're winning, I don't care. I'm trying to win a Super Bowl, so.
You had a lot of catches last week, but not for a lot of yards. I mean, it seemed like a lot of shorter targets or whatever. Was that just sort of the way the game went? Or
Right, yes. I mean, there's only one ball, and, it can only go around to one person at a time. So, we'll just got to make the most of my catches and my opportunities when I get the ball in my hands.
How did having a dad who played in the NFL prepare you for being in the league?
My mentality. I'm 23 years old, but I don't look at myself as a 23-year-old and, my third year in the league. I like to be more mature and, look at the big picture of things. He just prepared me and groomed me, for that.
Is there any particular advice that he gave you that really helped when you got to the league?
Continue to be myself and continue to work hard. Is basically what he always told me. That's what I'm going to continue to do.
You mentioned you were two completely different people from last year to rookie year.
Right. I'm a rookie, my first year in the league. When you got 18 games under your belt, and you're coming about to start another year, you look at the game differently, and you can start picking up on better tendencies and watching film better and running your routes better. So, you just get smarter.
How was your knee?
My knee's good. You trying to race? You trying to race and find out?
You run backward. Yeah, you run backward.
No. How far are you trying to race?
What, your name?
I'll give you the 50, and I start at the goal line. We're racing to the other goal line. I'll beat you. That's how good my knee is.
He's in Atlanta.
Huh?
He's in Atlanta.
Right.
Anything else, guys? Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.